There is no Illuminati. It's just a joke. It's just something that crazy people talk about. There's no such thing as our side and God's side.
You have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in it.
The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs in your arms, you got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find.
These big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of.
Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass. You know what I mean? It's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play these.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music.
For years, the whispers never stopped. DMX's death just didn't sit right. His old interviews wiped clean off the internet like someone didn't want us to hear his truth. The official story sounded polished, too neat. A troubled rapper gone too soon, they said. Substance use, heartbreak, all that predictable stuff. But come on, the timing was way too perfect. Right when he started calling out the industry and naming the corruption, suddenly he's gone. That's not coincidence. That's strategy. What if the whole narrative was built like a cover-up, crafted by the very system he tried to expose? DMX wasn't just another fallen star. He was silenced. He spoke too loud, knew too much, and crossed the wrong lines. When powerful people have billions on the table, heart attacks at 50 start sounding a little too convenient, don't they? Interviews vanish, proof disappears, and lies get repeated until everyone swallows them as truth. But now that Diddy's drowning in federal charges and Jay-Z's business empire is under a microscope, every wild thing DMX ever warned us about is suddenly making sense. Everything he said that people once called crazy is unfolding right in front of us, living in color. So the question isn't if DMX was taken out, it's how many other truth tellers were quietly erased to keep those same power players safe.
You have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do. Anytime you get it, I'm pretty sure they do. You know, there's how do I end up in here? You know what? I'm gonna look at it in a positive light and say that I came here to meet somebody. Don't know who it was, but I'll know him when I see him, and I came here to give him a message. And that message is Jesus loves him. You know what I'm saying? I came here to give him the word. That's why I'm here. Regardless of what it looks like, you know, regardless of what people think, that's why I'm here. I came here to meet somebody and tell them about the glory of God.
Tonight, we're pulling out the interviews they swore were gone forever. The mainstream keeps selling this tired story. DMX was just another troubled rapper who couldn't handle fame. But what if that was the biggest lie of all? Because every single thing he predicted about the industry's corruption is now being exposed in federal courtrooms across America. Listen closely. DMX wasn't ranting. He was revealing. Every word, every pause had purpose. He said he was locked up by design, trapped in somebody's dirty plan, and now the puzzle pieces are falling into place. DMX straight up said it. He wasn't the only one. He was hunting for other victims caught in that same dirty setup, people with enough power to pull strings and decide who makes it to the top or who ends up behind bars.
We make the moves that break the rules. A fool and his money is soon parted, so we take from fools. If and when you ever fall down, get back up. Drop some, stop fronting, pick that back up. Stand for something or fall for everything. Wait for the right pitch or miss with every swing. In the absence of the truth, prevails. So what they did, go around and do truth in jail. The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs in your arms, they got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find, except the failure is the only crime. Fall down 8 times, get up 9.
Think about it. Who gained every time a rising artist suddenly got taken out of the picture? DMX made it clear. His prison time wasn't bad luck, it was a hit job. A calculated move by industry heavyweights who saw him as a threat and wanted him gone. And the wild part? He wasn't just talking about himself. DMX was piecing together a whole map of how the system crushes artists who refuse to bow down or play the game. Now here's where it gets chilling. At Def Jam, DMX was unstoppable. Every album went crazy. Fans were loyal. His name was gold. He was about to lock in his legacy as one of the biggest ever. And then suddenly Jay-Z got that executive seat. DMX had his 6th album finished, done, recorded, ready for release, and then silence. The calls stopped, the studio doors closed, and Jay-Z, the same dude who used to lean on DMX, just vanished like he never knew him. The moment DMX wrapped up that album, everything changed. This wasn't about creative differences or bad timing. This was straight up sabotage. Jay-Z took one look at that finished project and knew it would outshine everything he had lined up. So instead of facing real competition, he just buried it. Imagine putting your whole heart into your art, ready to share it with the world, only for the man who promised to back you to erase you overnight. That's not business. That's betrayal.
Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Go on vacation and, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. Because at first you retire, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again. Okay.
But DMX wasn't the only one who saw the game for what it was. There's a whole underground of artists who've been battling this corrupt system for decades, risking their careers, their reputations, even their safety. And now Katt Williams has come out saying the exact same thing. He's been fighting those same dark forces that cornered DMX. He's been blacklisted, mocked, and pushed down over and over because he refused to sell out. He even brought up Dave Chappelle, another one who walked away from millions just to keep his soul intact. This wasn't paranoia. This was pure pattern recognition from people who lived inside the beast and saw exactly how it moves.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
Yeah.
But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not gonna join, but I respect it a little bit.
DMX wasn't crazy. He was decoding the system in real time. Here's how the machine really runs. It doesn't just rob your music, it robs your life. Those 360 deals, they're straight traps. The label owns your songs, your image, your money, your moves, everything. And when DMX started calling it out, he wasn't just messing with one person's career, he was shaking the foundations of a billion-dollar empire built on exploitation. But it didn't stop at money. Nah, this went way deeper. DMX started digging into the spiritual side of the industry, the dark energy that hides behind the flashing lights and fame. He was exposing something the world wasn't ready to believe. That control in this business doesn't just come from contracts, it comes from something far more sinister.
Business plays this Jedi mind trick on you, where the whole thing's set up to be rapacious and take advantage of your weakness. If you get success and you have leverage, they'll get out of your way because you're making them a lot of money. But the minute you're not making them as much money, then they step in and they start playing these Jedi mind tricks on you. We know what to do. The public's going to forget about you. I mean, I've heard all these things, like, this kind of weird, like, yeah, you're in the room, but, we're the arbiter of whether you can stay in the room. They do these 360 deals where it's like,
right.
If you get a perfume deal, like your whole world, we own a piece of your whole world. And fame is such a great quotient in American life now that you can see where kids would trade fame and be willing to give away like the profit part. Look no further than the deals that the record labels cut with the streaming services. They got into ownership equity deals with the streaming services. In an arrangement for them to have an equity position, they agreed to very low rates for the artist's music. But as Spotify and the other streaming services raise up in their equity position, the labels benefit. So the labels pimped out their own artist to take a greater equity position in a rising business.
DMX figured out that Diddy and Jay-Z weren't just business moguls. They were part of a machine built to spiritually break artists in exchange for fame. What the media brushed off as crazy religious talk was really DMX decoding the invisible contracts, those unspoken deals where artists trade their peace, their morals, even their spirit for a shot at the spotlight.
One thing that did happen during the 60s was some music of an unusual or experimental nature did get recorded and did get released. Now look at who the executives were in those companies at those times. Not hip young guys. These were cigar-chomping old guys who looked at the product that came and said, I don't know. Who knows what it is? Record it, stick it out. If it sells, all right. We were better off with those guys than we are now with the supposedly hip young executives. And he's saying, well, we can't take a chance on this because it's just simply, that's not what the kids really want, and I know. You know, and they got that attitude. And the day you get rid of that attitude and get back to, who knows? Take a chance, you know, that entrepreneurial spirit where even if you don't like or understand what the record is that's coming in the door, the person who is in the executive chair may not be the final arbiter of taste of the entire population.
That's why his message never wavered. Not in prison, not on stage, not in interviews. Once you see the spiritual war behind the music game, you can't unsee it. DMX wasn't just calling out a few shady execs. He was exposing the whole structure. He laid out how young, hungry artists get lured in with fast money, luxury, and fame, only to end up locked in legal and spiritual cages they can't escape. This was more than music. It was street-level investigative truth. DMX was handing out game disguised as prophecy, showing exactly how the industry hunts for dreamers to own them completely. And here's the most haunting part. He revealed all of this long before Diddy's scandals ever hit the headlines. DMX was describing a whole culture where your next big break only came if you bowed down to the system. Everybody was cashing Diddy's checks, so nobody dared to speak up, except DMX. He stood alone, ready to risk everything. His fame, his deals, his life, to pull the curtain back on what was really going down behind those luxury doors. You could hear it in his voice, raw, fearless, unfiltered truth. They didn't just dislike him, they feared him.
Beyonce's ex-drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill, and basically controlling her finances, harassing her. She's saying the Beyonce camp is put up a huge harassment campaign against her, and it's overall witchcraft. She sought a restraining order in the past. It got denied, and she has another one scheduled for October 11th, but the internet is just like, what? Excuse me?
DMX couldn't be bought, couldn't be silenced, and that made him dangerous. And that fear, that's what sealed his fate. What's wild is how prophetic his words sound now, with Diddy facing federal heat and the whole industry under investigation. DMX was calling this out years ago. He mentioned Diddy and Jay-Z being in shady situations, hinting that they both had dirt on each other, blackmail style, to keep their empire safe and their secrets buried. And then Katt Williams came in backing it all up, breaking down exactly how the silencing works. Arrest 1, threaten 5, and the rest stay quiet out of fear. That's how the system keeps control, and that's exactly what they did to DMX, punish the loudest voice so everyone else would stay terrified and obedient. They turned DMX into an example, pure intimidation, a warning shot to every artist thinking about speaking out. They thought silencing him would end the truth, but they couldn't bury everything he said. Some of his words survived, haunting and powerful. Then came his final warning, his last message before his time ran out. You could hear it in his tone. He knew the clock was ticking. This interview dropped 3 years before the Diddy scandal blew up, and DMX was already talking about how the industry eliminates people who know too much. While everyone else called him paranoid, he was laying out the blueprint.
The things that the devil does, it's not so much a person, even though he acts through people. You know, you can't call one person the devil.
Joe or Ryan?
You know, you can't call any one person the devil. You can't do that because no one person has enough power to be the devil, you know? And, you know, it's through all these hardships that I realized that, you know what? This is God's country because I met the devil here. Because if I hadn't met the devil here, I wouldn't realize I was strong enough to overcome the obstacles that the devil would place in my path. And it's by overcoming these obstacles that I realized that this is God's country. Because He helped me get over these obstacles.
They told us it was just an overdose. Some claimed it was a bad reaction. But now, knowing how this industry silences whistleblowers and protects billion-dollar interests,
I think it's a conspiracy against me, you know, because in the absence of the truth, will prevail. So as long as nobody out there spitting real, you know, you can come up with anything and it'll sell, you know what I'm saying? But once you put the truth out there, it's like people have something to compare everything else to. So, you know, you got a lot of people who are not really happy about the fact that, you know, my album is about to drop. You know, they're not really happy about, you know, Lord, give me a sign. And, you know, we in here and, you know, things of that nature. But you know what? If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what this is about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a game. The industry, real is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that, but I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap. The industry got y'all word meaning nothing. The industry, what you heard, because he's bluffing. The industry, money, hate, but I dare you to try to take a thing off my plate. The industry like, wait, but in the streets be like, get him. 17 up in that thing, catch him sleeping, hit him. My pop webs with him. The coroner's coming to get him. Industry.
DMX's death looked a little too convenient. He wasn't trying to start drama, he was trying to protect the next wave of artists from the same traps.
Is full of a bunch of dick-sucking, dick-riding, bending over the desk ass straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a Bring it. Bring it. Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass. I mean, it's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their
right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give me my money. That's it. A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. You know?
And you've always stood alone and you know, bloodline your own.
You're not gonna see me at every party, every industry party, all the clubs. I go somewhere quiet, man, shoot pool with me and my mans and them. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I do. You know what I'm saying? My remote control cars, jump on the four-wheelers, you know what I mean? I ain't with all that in the club, throwing it up and all that. I ain't got time for that, man. That makes then you find yourself doing the same every day. What are you, alcoholic? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Give it a break, man. Live a little, you know what I mean? Play with my kids, man. I play with my toys, I play with my dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? We go somewhere, shoot pool. We do what the we do. You know what I mean? That's why you see us in places that you don't normally see. They're like, damn, why you here? Well, I'm here because why are you here, mother? You here playing video games, acting. You know what I mean? These had the nerve to tell me one time, I said, yo, why I can't have two videos playing at the same time? Oh, because we don't want your videos to compete with each other. But then I turn on the TV, I ain't gonna say no artist names, but they got 3 videos back to back.
Exactly.
I'm like, you feeding me, and you sucking these dicks all crazy, man. What's wrong with you? Yo, I had to punch one nigga in his face up there, man. After that, I was like, I'm not going to the office no more.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah. Cause I don't, you know, I'm a grown-ass man, and I ain't got time to be playing no kid games, man. So once I see I'm not dealing with a man, and he disrespects me, I'm breaking his jaw.
Street insiders even whispered that his final warning was meant for Biggie Smalls himself, because DMX already knew how deep Diddy and Jay-Z's operation went. He was shouting a message the world wasn't ready to hear.
Now we get down. Man, niggas know they don't with me. Niggas talk like they want to. I'm good. Nigga ain't even got within 2 feet with a knife. You can't be serious. Nigga ain't even tried to. Out of here, man. No, y'all. But when it's bigger than rap. Bigger than rap. And you know who the I'm talking to. You only alive because of me. You only alive because of me, you faggot. Yeah, remember Chicago. That's all I'm gonna say, Lo. Remember Chicago. You only alive because of me. Got it.
Yeah. Who are you talking about, dog?
He know what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
What I'm talking about. He knows who the I'm talking about. Chicago. Same flight. You know the I'm talking about, nigga. You're only alive because of me. You seen them 10 trucks parked in front of the airport? That wasn't for you, that was for me. You'd have got found in the back of one of them. I'll let you live.
DMX knew his power. He wasn't just another rapper, he was untouchable. His bond with fans was too real, his energy too raw, and that authenticity terrified an industry built on control. That's why they had to move against him. Because you can't own someone who answers only the truth.
You gotta talk through the crack in the door? Cause you in there with a minor? Oh. You in there with a minor? You gotta talk through the crack in the door? You ain't got enough respect to talk to a nigga face to face, and I'm here because of you? Fuck you. You nigga. You.
Irv Gotti later confirmed the whole timeline. Right when Jay-Z stepped into that Def Jam CEO chair, DMX was suddenly out. That wasn't coincidence, that was a move. A cold, calculated plan to erase the one man who refused to bow down. Look closer, the pattern's undeniable. DMX called out how Diddy trapped the Larks in toxic deals, stole their publishing, and dragged them through years of exploitation just to keep them dependent. For a whole decade, Diddy made their lives miserable until they surrendered their freedom.
We don't honor the scout that would tell us who it is. Matter of fact, when they get him, we're gonna go, I could have told you that was gonna happen. They were telling too much truth. That's how all cases are handled, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying if it's car theft and we're going to accuse you of having a carjacking ring, right? We're going to begin by bringing in people that we caught who were robbing cars, who said that you was the boss. They're first in line.
The same system that broke the LOX was used again and again against any artist who dared to think independently.
The industry, man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent, it's about playing the game. The industry, real is dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry is trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going dress like this and talk with the bat. The industry got your word meaning nothing. The industry, what you heard, because he's bluffing. The industry, money, hate, for that day to try to take a thing off my plate. The industry like, wait, but in the streets we like, get 'em. 17 up in that thing, catch 'em sleeping and hit 'em. The industry, if you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down, it's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me, I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt, test the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist, I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the I want because nobody can finish me. The industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a f about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you. The industry, I'm sick of this industry. The industry playing them like a industry. They tried to finish me quick, but I am long, so I stand strong. The beat, listen to the words in the damn song. I only know how to speak the truth, you know what I'm saying? So I got a little short joint I'm gonna hit you with, you know what I'm saying? And it basically reflects on my relationship with the industry. This is what it is. Often, my words fall on deaf ears. My be listening, but don't hear. Talking to a nigga, he be sitting right here. I be like, where you going? Nigga be like, yeah. Thank you.
Some information came to me and I saw some things, official paperwork that stated what Earl Simmons.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't a
wow.
What I will say, and all I can say, is that he got the he tested positive for virus. And it was stated that he had passed away from the effects of what happened to him. And
Wow. So let me ask you this. Why do you think that they're blaming it on?
well, I don't understand what is the purpose if someone actually allegedly died, or from a reaction to the, why instantly throw addiction on it? Why would you go back to one of his demons and throw that on it and make that be the narrative, even though records allegedly are now saying very different?
Well, I do know in certain situations now, with people expiring due to there's a financial attachment in certain cases. So you can have your final request handled financially by the government in certain situations if it's proven that you passed via.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's part of it. I
have no idea.
I can't speak anything to that. But
allegedly,
that's crazy.
Allegedly, the that handled him didn't work at the hospital, and none of the staff had ever seen them before.
What?
Even Jay-Z himself admitted it. DMX was a threat, not just to his success, but to the empire he built on control and image.
No, it ain't about believing. It's about loving what you do and doing what you do for the pure enjoyment of knowing that you're the best at what you do.
Okay.
Yo, couldn't nobody fuck with me then? Couldn't nobody fuck with me now, yo? Can't be serious, dog. Can't nobody fuck with me with this rap shit.
First meeting I ever had, I was like, we gotta sign DMX, and they laughed at me. I remember when I left the office, Tina Davis said, she knew what I wanted to sign DMX. She said, DMX don't sell, your ass is fired. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me? And I'd be like, he's nice just like you. I said, if you look in the hood, there's less of like you and more like him. Yeah, but he don't want to live that. He's depressing, Gotti. And I said, I don't give a. So Jay used to watch me grind with X, and he was off with the Hitman. And then something strange happened when I made Get At Me Dog. If you remember at the beginning of the video, it's the heartbeats. DMX, live at the tunnel. Y'all don't even remember the tunnel. Funk Massacre's and then I put that sound bite. Let's take it back to the streets,
DMX didn't just see the future coming. He tried to warn us. He exposed a network built to destroy anyone who refused to play by their rules. DMX was exposing everything.
I only met him once. Well, you know, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks Riders, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group. You know, Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them. Like, damn, I'm bad, you know.
Forced compromises, financial slavery, and the quiet elimination of artists who refused to bend. He laid it all out years before federal agents even started connecting those same dots. His interviews weren't white because he was lying.
They was here yesterday and they said they didn't get no money.
They didn't say they didn't get no money.
The Locks?
They said they felt that at this point in their career that it doesn't make sense. They feel like you get more money than them.
So I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna tell you what I got. I'm gonna tell you what I got. Let's ask you, let's remove me and the Locks, me and you in a business deal. I meet you when you coming up. You want me to invest in you. You know what I'm saying? You a new company. I invested in D Block. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing in you. You a new company. At the end of the day, here come the splits. Out of the money, you get over $1.5 million. And I get 400 or under $400,000. That's it, New York. They got over $1.5 million. And I got
this was back then?
No, this is everything to date. They got 1.5 million.
Whole career?
They got for the albums they put out. These remember, they the streets. They not making no #1 top 10 pop records. They the streets. So they sitting here crying like I got more money. That's the money that I got. I'm divulging. I don't even speak my information on the street. I will never, ever do this again.
Honestly, just because I let you get some of that specifics in. We didn't really get into too much of the specifics yesterday. I guess just the point that they came up here was, you know, they might be misinformed. I don't know, yes or no, about how much exactly it is. But either way, they have been, they say, trying to get out of this publishing deal for 10 years.
Check this. Okay. If you check this out, if you yourself, you invest in AT&T.
Right.
Okay?
No, I get it. I get it.
No, you invest in AT&T. AT&T, they didn't even start making phones. Then AT&T, whatever years later, say that they want your shares back. But there's no reason. They just say that they just want their shares back. Or even better, you buy a house. You go and you buy a house on set in Harlem. You go buy the house and...
I mean, I get it. You're investing, you want to...
Yeah, but I'm saying it doesn't... So they've been calling, knock on the door saying they want their house back. They had sold their house. They didn't even sell a house. To be honest, they came up here and they're portraying in New York that they sold a house. I don't own their house. Puff does not own 50%. Puff owns 20%. I don't never divulge my information or my business, but it's just the fact that this is just so crazy. And I'm just... It's not even worth it. This is not even worth it to me.
Right.
So out of the house that I bought, I don't even own the house. I just invested in the ground floor. So now you say, just give me the ground floor back just because. I could see if it was what they were saying. They came up here and cried to New York. They cried broke. They used the word slavery. Over $1.5 million in slavery, and I get 400. That's slavery? There's people that are really feeling like they working in the streets. Streets keep it real. There's people that are struggling, and they up here crying. Stop whining, man.
They were erased because he was telling the truth. And now, look around. As federal agents storm Diddy's mansions and executives start turning on each other to save their own skins, every word DMX ever spoke is coming back like a prophecy come true. The interviews they buried are reappearing like courtroom evidence, the same patterns he warned about now spelled out in real indictments. He lost it all trying to expose the truth, his fame, his freedom, and eventually, his life. But DMX was never crazy. He was awake. The industry called him paranoid because they had to. They needed people to dismiss him, to laugh him off, to forget his words before they started to make sense. So here's the real question that should keep you up tonight. If DMX was just another troubled rapper, why did Diddy and Jay-Z spend so much time, money, and power scrubbing his interviews from the web? What truth were they so scared the world would hear? If DMX was really lying about the industry's dark system of exploitation, then why are federal prosecutors now exposing the exact same schemes he warned us about years ago?
X is about to go on, and I'm like, you know, I want to see. I got like
X is before you.
X is going before me. And then he goes, and the arena goes crazy. First of all, it's deafening, and I'm like, oh. He has a thing like a Alizé and Hennessy mix. It looks like blood. It's like he's drinking blood, right? And he's running back and forth. 1, 2, here we go, 1, 2. Halfway through the show, then he takes his shirt off. And all the girls are screaming, ah!
And the dog chain.
Yeah, the dog chain, and then he's going nuts, right? And I'm like, first the guys are going crazy, now the girls are going crazy. And then he gets to the end and he starts a prayer.
Oh my God.
And now they're crying.
Yeah.
The whole arena is crying. Yeah. And I'm like, they're like, hey, now you.
The truth always finds its way to the surface. And now, as the empire he spoke against collapses in real time, the world is finally seeing DMX for who he truly was. Not some troubled rapper, but a prophetic whistleblower who risked it all to wake people up. His voice still echoes today, saving artists from falling into the same traps he tried to destroy. The proof is right in front of us. If you're feeling this breakdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, fam, stay sharp and keep it real.